That one.
Okay.
Got it. Right. Okay. I'm Zeke,
I'm Nina.
and this is Tuesday Night Spotlight. I was just
Mm,
about to ask.
yeah.
I got my
That's a
answer.
hard. You go ahead, because that's a hard
I
question
love
for me.
80s music. 80s music is
Yeah.
some of the best music, white or black. I'm telling you, changes, everything is good about that. The
The synth.
harmonies, the synths they
Whew.
were just getting, those like these are the synths that we still use to this day
Yeah.
in terms of production. And so those like different sounds and sonics, we, got a lot of that creativity and that freedom from that that part. From okay, yeah. But you know, I did the 80s and I would definitely want to work with Michael Jackson, obviously.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
course,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
or Quincy Jones,
of
you know.
course.
Right.
Yes, definitely Quincy.
Right.
Tevin Campbell, all of them found some good people.
Mm-hmm.
He really did. What about you, Miss Nicole?
Well, now that I have a new experience on my belt, I'm gonna add this to it because I never thought about it before. So last night I was able to tribute Patsy Cline,
Yes,
and this
Virginia
was,
legend. Yes.
yeah, yes, and so this was a conversation I had with Michelle last night, actually, and being able to sing that type of music, and I'm always a huge advocate for women in any time period that have gone against the grain and that have pissed people off, and that, nobody wanted them around, but they stuck out and they stuck to it. And so definitely, that type of music back then, like 1950s, 1960s, pop, country, and I've never once said in my life, and it's crazy I'm saying this right now, but country music,
It's starting to hit, ain't
some
it?
people say when you get older, like usually younger people
A
aren't
lot of
really
stuff
about
start
country
making
music,
a lot of
but
music
when you
start
get,
making more
yeah,
sense to you when you get older.
yeah,
I'm gonna use this as an example. Tracy Chapman, Fast Car.
yes,
When I
yep,
was younger, I just thought it was just she just thinking about driving a fast car. Like, okay, whoop de doo.
right,
But once you get older and you experience life, it's like start kicking your ass, or
mm-hmm,
not kicking your ass, and you just start experiencing it for yourself, not what mommy said or what daddy said. You begin to experience it,
right,
and once you
exactly,
experience it, those little songs and stuff like that become a bigger
Right.
impact in
yes,
your life. And it's like, well, damn,
yeah.
a fast
And even like exactly right, you
Why am I
never
crying
think
right
about it.
now?
And then like actually listening like to her music, a lot of people will like coincide her with writing like
right,
sad music or like it's always about a man and that kind of stuff.
right.
But I watched a whole documentary on her before I performed because I was like I need
There
to
you go.
understand what I'm singing about. And I was like, damn, like she cried. What? She cried she died, that's what I meant. She died when she was 30 in a terrible plane crash. And so I was just like, she really was singing like through everything that she's gone through, but she left way too soon. And so her, and then 90s, 2000s R&B as well. So,
That's obvious
Aaliyah,
because that's
yeah,
definitely
yeah,
in your
Aaliyah.
sound.
And then I love 1920s jazz too. That's when
Yeah.
like the women's suffrage and like all that kind of stuff happened too, flappers. So just, yeah, anytime that like a woman really just, stuck it out and they were doing what they needed to do. So yeah. So, I'll let Michelle get very like in depth about the story that she usually tells, like even on camera for the full package. But so basically, I was holding my own open mic in Newport News at Hooked on Hookah. Zeke was one of my headliners, amazing voice. So I just had to book him, and Michelle started coming in. Eventually, she came up to me and she was like, "Hey, I know this sounds crazy, but what do you think about opening our own, music company and starting our own type of thing?" And I said, "Okay." I was ready to get out of there. I was there for like a year. And so we started going to open mics and we were like, just trying to feel out the 757 and the artist and all that. And then by going to these open mics, we started seeing some artists that were like clearly they needed more exposure. They needed more love. They're putting in a lot of work. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate all of the artists that are coming out and doing their thing. But, sometimes you go out and you just see the couple artists that stand out, and we were like, we're doing it for these people, the people that deserve more love and more exposure in the 757. So, we started getting our team together. You were one of our first people as well, so shout out to you. We love you.
Squad runs.
In a year.
Yeah,
It's been a
I know.
year
It
since
is.
we started doing the meetings. We only had a handful of people, and some people are, still on the team and we love them. Some people, even if they only were there for a couple meetings, life happens. We appreciate them too for how they contributed to it, but we definitely we could not do this without any of our team members, like, at all. So, and then the episodes started coming, and we even told the contestants too, like, adaptability is key, please, because
Keep
this is
coming.
season 1,
Right.
and now we're done filming season 1. So yeah, it's been amazing.
I definitely feel, you know, proud of what we've accomplished thus far. We've been able to just connect with a lot of different people in the area, and like she said, it was meant this show is meant to bring exposure to the 757 and to the artists out here, and it's also like this show is an art show for artists by artists. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's like coming from a perspective of we understand we're in the same boat. We're all working towards the same goal. So like she said, season 1 was kind of like a trial run, and people had to kind of get used to some changes that were happening or whatever was going on. But I think that we were able to just like during production get a really sound quality out of it, and just we had a great time. Every time we had a
Yeah.
show, it was like it was packed out, and different people, different figures came out. We had the Congresswoman come out, and we had just like a lot of different folk, a lot of different people in the industry are starting to see, that this is something that is being cultivated and are interested. And I'm excited for the eyes that are on it. I'm excited for the eyes that are going to be on it as soon as it comes out. Obviously, we're a little stressed about the post production because this is where kind of some of the work comes in. I'm doing some of the sound for it. We have, I'm going to be working hand in hand with our videographer, Cam, on just making sure that everything is together. So, obviously, like with the promotion and everything, like this is where it can get frantic, but it's also a very exciting time too at the same
So personally, my grandfather. So when I was younger, I would sing in church, and he would have me going every Sunday, and I loved it. But whenever we would come home, we would work in the garden, and then he'd be like, "All right, it's time to relax. Come inside." And he would make me, like, I guess you call, like, a charcuterie board with like apples and cheese and grapes, and he would just start playing guitar. And so he would sing Luther Vandross. He would also sing Akon for some reason.
time. Come on, Grandpa.
This old white man from Georgia singing
Yeah,
Akon,
granddad.
but and
He was hip.
Damn.
and
He was
hey,
hip.
hey, and so, or just sitting in the truck with him and in the back seat, and he's playing music and singing, and that was like the main person who really did it for me. He did unfortunately pass away from cancer. It was a while ago, but
Sorry.
I appreciate it. And when he passed away, it was like, now it's my time to take on the torch and actually do something with it. And so that, and then for celebrity wise, I'm always say Kaylani. That's my
Yeah,
baby.
I know.
Kaylani.
You
Woo.
know, I know.
Alicia Keys, Keisha
Yeah.
Cole, Whitney Houston, Celine Dion, Paramore, Evanescence, like all different genres, like, really. So, and you know that too. Like, whenever we've had many conversations about this,
Correct.
but not putting yourself in a box as an artist and being able to have variety. And so, not just singing and songwriting, but also in Zeke as well, producing our own beats. And it ain't easy. It is not easy. And even mixing and mastering, like doing all of our own stuff, I love it. I appreciate it. It's hard work,
It is.
but it's definitely worth it. But yeah, my grandpa, and then mostly Kaylani. It's a hard question because I've lived outside of the country. When I was little, we lived in Japan, and then I lived in Colorado for a long time. I lived in Germany for all of high school, and I will say that when I joined the military, I wanted to stay in the 757 because being from Northern Virginia, being from Maryland, I'm not really messing with the traffic, and that being like a very business, like CEO oriented location. some people got attitudes and like they're very quick, and
Time for
so
me, and then
yeah,
also the
being
same.
being here like in Germany, I would say that's my favorite place in like the whole world that I've ever
Mm-hmm.
experienced. But to actually live and like be a part of the community is literally the 757 because I chose to be here and I still choose to be here. But now it's a matter of, you know, taking the torch once again and, Michelle and I creating the full package company is how are we going to make the community better? I love
Yeah.
this area. We love this area. The water, the people, the creativity, the music. How can we better the community?
Right.
So this is definitely my favorite area to live in.
Spoke on just like wondering what the music scene, how it kind of like differs. And I'll say just
Yeah.
like, because I'm from Jersey as well,
Right.
just like not from the 757, but I live here. But the music scene here is like it's interesting because we there's not necessarily one specific sound that Virginia
Right.
has, which is good in a lot of ways and can be kind of a hindrance in some other ways depending on how you look at it. But I just think it's like a really good melting pot of
Yeah.
different cultures, orientations, understandings, and upbringings that can all kind of come together and make this sound that is the 757. I don't know what like Jersey has a sound out of
Mhm.
and like I said, that can put you in a box, but it can also like the fact that you don't have that can give you freedom too. So I'm like really interested to see where the music industry grows from here, hopefully along with the full package being a part of that and things of that nature. Just like bringing some attention to the different type of creativity here because you do have something unique in Virginia, and I think that's kind of what's great about the competition is we get to figure that out and
Yeah.
piece it together and kind of make our own assumption about what it's going to be. I had a lot of people that really supported my interest in music. As soon as I like was in Pampers, I was playing like something on the boombox and like
Yeah.
dancing to it. So like there's always like been my parents like invested in that, and I'm thankful to have parents that cared about what I was doing and wanted to see that expand. My father was in a group called Crown Heights Affair back in the '70s, so they were doing a lot of different music. Actually, also, there you might not be able to find this information, but he is the
Was this?
voice on the Good Times theme song.
Okay, so this is vintage tea.
So
This is
so he's
vintage tea.
this is
Oh,
the
okay.
he you won't be able to find the information because he wasn't a contract singer then, so they didn't give him the credit. But yeah, so I've had a lot of people around me that have done something within the music industry or some sort. I when I was interested in piano, just so happened that a Juilliard graduate was my professor or was my teacher. Because he went to my church. So that was really good. Being able to learn some classical music, being able to, so it all comes into my production. He was a big jazz head as well, and he was a gospel head in New Jersey. So he was really big in my musical upbringing. Um, Singing wise, once again, my father is like y'all say I'm the voice of butter. That's the voice right there. Especially in his prime, like that is definitely
Right.
where I learned how to perform. He took me, on gigs and he took me to different studio sessions and he kind of like showed me the show business before I got myself within any realm of doing that myself. So I have to give my credit to him. I have to give my credit to my mom who is a musician at heart. She went to music school in high school, but like she never pursued it per se, but she could be anybody's agent. It's just like how her mind runs. So I get some of my business in the music and creativity within that from her. So it's just I've been blessed to have a lot of different people around me to kind of inspire that. Whitney Houston's from New
Of
Jersey,
course,
so
New
Oh.
Orleans.
obviously
Come
we
on.
love her.
Yeah,
Um,
Lauren Hill.
Lauren
Yeah,
Hill,
come on.
Lauren Hill used to go to my high school, so
Memory. So
yeah,
yeah.
she is
Mm.
is a big influence just in that area, and Wyclef Jean and the Fugees and stuff
Okay.
like that. We got a lot of good greats in a lot of greats
Hmm.
in Jersey, so yeah. But my personal musical inspiration, artistry inspiration, for the most part, for a lot of my childhood was Michael Jackson, of course.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
well, I'll say this part of Virginia, like Newport News, Virginia Beach, Norfolk, this area is very similar in a way of cultural diversity. I grew up, in the suburbs, so it was like very diverse there. Went to church in Newark, New Jersey, so there was a lot of any culture there: Italian, black, white, Hispanic. I've gotten a relatively full, rounded background on culture in New Jersey, but it feels like there's a lot of different, like I said, not just in the music, but just in how people are raised, and also where they come from too. A lot of people come here as well, or are coming here now
Yeah.
as well. So it's nice that there's that kind of collaborative atmosphere in terms of culture and in terms of music, that you're able to get here. It is definitely a slower pace, um, than New Jersey, or really like New York, if you're going to really talk about the city that you're going to. Yeah, it's really fast there, but um, and it's obviously way more spread apart with, everything's a highway, and you got to drive everywhere and things of
Right.
that nature. But I feel like the biggest similarity might in artist collaboration is that in New Jersey and in Virginia, it's kind of a pattern where you might have to go somewhere else to reach where you want to be. And that's obviously something that we're trying to change. Definitely in New Jersey, I feel like there could be a hub like right in New Jersey. Yes, there is New York, that's like a 15-20 minute train ride, but like there's a lot of talent right in New Jersey, Northern Jersey, which is close to New York, and even the southern part of Jersey, which is close to Philly. But you
Mhm.
shouldn't necessarily have to feel like you have to go both ways to, go to one or the other to accomplish what you have to accomplish. So yeah.
Even outside of the full package, we need to get up soon
Hmm.
because it's
Yes.
been a while. But
Yeah.
I enjoyed having you guys on the Tuesday night spot.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You
You
too.
too.
Love
Love you
Yes.
too.
Yes.
you.
Yes.